This pineapple shrimp stir fry is one of the easiest meals I make. With buttery shrimp, crisp bell peppers, and juicy pineapple in a spicy barbecue sauce glaze, it comes together so quickly. The whole meal will be done before you can start a pot of rice. So go ahead and start the rice and I'll show you how you make it. I'm starting with a pound of medium shrimp, peeled and deveined. I watch for sales and I buy them that way. You can certainly buy them however you like, peel and devein them yourself if that's your thing. You're gonna rinse the shrimp and pat them really dry with paper towels. Dry shrimp will sear in the pan and wet shrimp will steam, and you wanna sear on these shrimp, so pat them dry. The recipe will work with fresh, frozen, or canned pineapple, but I'll admit that my first choice by a mile is fresh pineapple, followed by frozen and then canned in that order. But fresh pineapple makes a world of difference in a recipe like this one when you're only working with a handful of ingredients. Depending on the size of the pineapple chunks when you buy them, just make sure they're a little less than an inch in size for the stir fry. All you need to do is chop up the bell pepper, and you're aiming for about 1/2-inch pieces. And before you walk away from the cutting board, go ahead and slice a few green onions you'll use to finish this dish when you're done cooking. Now that you have everything prepped, I'll start by melting a couple tablespoons of butter in my biggest stainless skillet over high heat. Then I'll add the shrimp and spread them out in a single layer. I don't even touch them for about a minute. Flip them once, cook barely a minute more, and then lift them out to a plate as soon as they turn pink. Overcooked shrimp turn rubbery in seconds, so I always pull them as soon as they're pink, just a moment earlier than later. Drop the heat to medium-high and add a quick drizzle of olive oil. In goes a large bell pepper, and I let it sit, stirring occasionally for about a minute until it's barely softened with a little char on the edges. Then I add a couple cups of fresh pineapple, toss that for a minute, and then I pour in 1/2 cup of spicy barbecue sauce. Trust me here. Even if you aren't a fan of heat in most dishes, the sweetness of the pineapple needs that spicy barbecue sauce. It will balance out. Even our spiciest barbecue sauce barely registers in this dish once everything is tossed together. Now I'll crank the heat back to high when the sauce starts to simmer, and I'll slide the shrimp back into the pan and toss it for like 30 seconds until the sauce thickens and coats everything. Pull it off the heat and sprinkle it with the green onions. Sometimes I serve this over rice, sometimes I wrap it in flour tortillas. Most of the time, I serve it just like this. It is so good straight out of the skillet. I cannot get enough of this. Now it's your turn.